Hi everyone, I'm Kathy from Kathy Creates, where I try to inspire you to create. Come on into the craft room. We are going to let Miss Tracy share us into the group. This is my segment on Craft Around the Clock. And we're going to get started. I'm going to pull us up over here. Bob is not with us tonight. Mom is going to be running comments. So we will see Mom popping in. Excuse me. Trying to get these to pull up so I can see. When you get here, say hello. There's Miss Cheryl. Coffee cheers, girl. How are you today? All right. So what I have for you tonight, this is one of our brand new kits. It is Take Time to Smell the Flowers, but I'm going to use it a little differently than what it's designed for. Okay, so you've got all these pieces. This is a separate piece, all the words. You got the centers of your flowers that are a separate piece. Then you have a 3-piece base. This stands up. Okay, we're not going to do it that way. So this is a Dollar Tree frame. This is in the plus section. It is the $3. It's, solid wood on the back, and then it's got the frame. We are going to use the inside of this. This fits perfectly in here. It's like it was made for it. And so we're going to use that. So we're going to go ahead and get our surface ready first. Pardon me. And then we're going to get going on the other piece. So I already painted this ahead of time, so you guys didn't have to wait while I did all this. And what I'm going to do, hey Tracy, I am going to make this the buffalo plaid with my napkins here. Now one napkin's not quite big enough, so we're going to have to piece it, but that will be fine. It's almost the perfect width. We're going to have to take off just a smidge on the width. And decide the easiest way to get this kind of measured out. There we go. Honestly, I think if we just go about halfway. Okay. I'm just going to cut this straight as I can. I got to get my buffalo plaid in there somewhere. So I thought it would be good to make that the background. Thought about doing it in a chippy paint. And I could have. That would have worked out well. Yep, that's about right. All right, so we're going to do the same thing on this one. Let's see which side. It is. This side needs to be trimmed. We're just going to line up these patterns and just going to trim this real quick. Then we're going to Mod Podge this on. We're going to put a little Mod Podge over the top to seal it. And then we'll work on our wood piece. Okay? So let's go ahead and we're going to separate our napkin. The easiest way to do that is to use the tape method. And all I do is I stick it down here in the corner. That peels right off. This is a 3-ply napkins, so I do need to get that next one. Now the next one is a little trickier. You got to be a little careful or you're going to rip your napkin. So right before, well not right before, but about an hour ago, I almost had to go to the emergency room. I did a stupid thing and almost had a big problem. So I knew I was going to use some super glue on this, and I needed to open a new tube of super glue. No big deal, right? Except when I poked the tube with my little poker thing. It leaked all over my hand, including my rings. and I was worried, and they almost got stuck to my hand. So that would have probably been a trip to the emergency room. But fortunately, I got them off quickly before it dried. The one was a little trickier to get off than the other. I was like, oh my gosh, Kathy. Because I was like, okay, just keep your fingers apart. No big deal. And then I looked down and I saw my rings and I went, oh no, this is a problem. So yeah, it was a little scary there for a minute. I was like, I'm going to have to go to the emergency room and get these rings off my hand. Oh no, Facebook is being wonky again tonight, huh? I'm sorry, guys. All right, so we're going to Mod Podge this up. I'm just going to spread this out well. We want to make sure our edges are very good. And we've got good coverage on our edges here. Yeah, this might be enough for the whole thing. I didn't think it would be, but it might be. So, yeah, that was a little scary. So then I was with acetone trying to get it off. I got most of it off. And I got it off my rings, so that was a good thing. But yeah, that was a little scary. I kind of panicked there for a minute. I thought, oh my God, now what? Yep, Mom is on. Mom is on tonight, so make sure you're commenting. She's going to draw names. All right, I think we've got a pretty good coat. It's not real thick, but that's okay. It doesn't really need to be. I'm going to start down here at the bottom. Kind of fold this over so it doesn't flop down into my wet Mod Podge. Try to get this lined up as close as I can. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to kind of go up the center and out to the sides. Now, I could have done a little better job. There's a gap here and it's overlapping over here, but that's okay. So have you guys ever done anything like that with super glue? It was actually pretty scary. I'm not going to lie. I was a little scared. Oh, shoot. I just ripped it. I took it back in there. Well, I can overlap, so that's okay. I'm just going to get the wad out of there. I'm just going to pull this part up where I tore it. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. This is an oldie but a goodie. I've had this shirt for quite some time. It's been in the back of the closet. It was one of those that you went, oh yeah, I haven't worn that in a long time. I guess I'll wear it today. All right, so I'm going to go over this because I am going to overlap it since I messed that up a little bit. I need to be somewhat careful. All right. All right, let's try this now. Let's see, this is the edge I cut. I wonder if it would be easier to go this way. So the napkin's got to go that way. And I need to overlap it and line up my pattern. And we're gonna do the best we can. If it's off a little, it's okay. Oh, that's off quite a bit. So let's try that again. There we go. We'll go back with some Mod Podge there. And you know me, I don't really mind the wrinkles. I'm okay with those. I think I can just kind of tear this. Kind of was doing it with my finger already. This might work. Well, maybe not. That's making a mess. Might have to wait for that to dry to be able to take that off. I should have probably measured it first, but I didn't, so now we gotta wait. Now I'm gonna just seal down this where we did our piecing. You won't even be able to tell. I don't usually like putting it directly on it because then you gotta smear it around too much and it can tear your napkin easily. So we don't want to do that. I'm really going to get in there and make sure that these edges are down. Some of this is going to get covered, so it's not going to matter a whole lot, but majority of this actually is going to get covered, but there will be some in the background that shows. Okay, so that part's good. Yeah, it was bad, Tracy. I mean, it was all over both of my rings. It was, and I pulled this one off right away and then went, oh no, and I didn't pull this one off right away. And when I went to try to twist it, it was stuck. And I kind of panicked. I'm not going to lie. It scared me. But I ended up being able to get it off. I used some acetone and got most of it off my hands and got it all off my rings. So we're good. Just another crafting accident. Accident in the craft room. I'm glad I didn't do that on live though, because I would have had to stop. Because, you know, I can't have a ring glued to my hand. That would be real bad. So I'm going to try to go right up to the edge here so that when this dries, I should be able to tear this off. I hope. I should have done it before, but I did not. So now we got to get creative. Okay. All right. So we have our napkin is on. We're going to dry that and then hopefully peel that off. And hopefully it comes off. Yeah, I was panicking. No, I did not cut myself. I've seen quite a few crafters doing that lately, so I hope that it was very scary. I was scared. I'm like, oh no, live might have to get canceled because we gotta go to the ER. I was pretty convinced that I was going to be stuck and this was going to be a big problem. Well, I'm making a mess of this, guys. It's stuck to the side. This did not, I should have cut this. Where I slapped my Mod Podge. It's coming off though, shockingly. Okay, so I think if I take something let's see what I got here. Let's try this guy. This edge might be just a little wonky. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything I'm going to be able to do about that. That's not terrible. I'm getting it. Don't do what I do. Measure it first and cut it. That was not a good idea. I don't know why I did that. I wasn't thinking. All right, it's not horrible. It ain't great, but it's not horrible. Okay. Good news is we can put that at the top and it's not going to be too noticeable. You can see where I messed it up a little bit up there at the top, but live and learn, live and learn. Don't do what I did. Do it the right way. What could be grounds for divorce? A trip to the ER? Yeah, I could cover it. I could, repaint that, I think. It's kind of a mess. Peeling off all the excess Mod Podge that's kind of gummed up there. Alright, so our Mod Podge will finish drying. It's almost dry now. So we're going to set this aside, but we have our background done. Alright, so let's move on. We don't need any more Mod Podge. I'm having a good time with glue today, apparently. We're done with that. Put that in the water. Okay, so I'll show you how this works later when we get this done. When we get this painted up. So we're going to grab a piece of tape and we are going to put our little centers of our daisies on one. Oops. And then we're going to put our words on another. Now, this kit obviously was designed to be standing upright. So there is no sticky back on the back of the main piece. So we are going to have to glue that. But, normally you don't need any glue with our kits, but on this one, since this was designed to stand, it's designed to stand up like this. Okay? And so there's no sticky back, because what this will do is these get stuck together. There's sticky back on these. They get stuck together. They get stuck to this bottom one. And then they just fit just like that. And so it'll stand like this. We're not doing that tonight. We're not using this. I'm going to put it on the back of that. So we will need to hot glue it and use some wood glue and super glue. Okay. So let's go ahead and get painting though, because we're doing good. We still have a half hour. Just under a half hour. All right. So I'm going to paint the base of this is going to be the Dutch Aqua. I love this color. And it just screams spring to me. Hey, Sherry. Now, like I said, there's sticky back on the other stuff, just not this piece, because this piece is designed to stand upright. I know Tracy loves our sticky back. I love our sticky back, Tracy. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and just paint this guy up. Now I'm going to go real close to the top of those flowers, but not get them. They're the bottom of them, I should say. Okay. I got that painted. I don't think I need this for anything else. Okay, so we're done with the Dutch Aqua. Now we are going to paint we're going to do the green. So the way I did the green, I'm going to use a brush, which I know I normally don't do, but I'm going to use a brush because we're going to blend this. So I'm going to start with, is this the right one? Yeah, the hunter green. I'm going to paint them hunter green. Then we're going to come back with a lighter one and blend it. I'm just going to carefully go through here, right up to that Dutch Aqua. The Dutch Aqua or the Hunter Green is your favorite color? I think the Hunter Green's your favorite, isn't it, Tracy? We're going to go right up to the edge there. I'm going to get my Armin paint. Why not, right? I've got glue all over my hand, super glue all over my hand. I've got Mod Podge, so what's a little green paint? That's what I thought. Hunter Green, that's my girl. Okay. Turn this around so I can get to this side a little easier. Go right up to that edge. All right. So while this is still wet, I'm going to use the other green. And this is the celery green. And I'm just going to kind of mix these. And if I get it too light, then we'll go back with some of the hunter. We just kind of mix it up a little bit, and we're going to go over the top of it just to give it a little dimension. It's not really all mixed in. This kind of gives it that other little shade. Makes it look more lifelike, I think. Oops, like that's too light. We're going to have to go back with some of the hunter, mix that in. There we go. There we go. And we'll do the final one over here. And I'll hold this up here in a second. I'm deliberately trying to put a few brush strokes in here to make it look like the leaves. Deliberately. There's a glare and I'm having a hard time seeing it. I think that looks pretty good. So let me hold that up so you guys can kind of see there's a little bit of a variation to that green. It's not just a solid green, which is what I wanted. Okay, so we're done with that. We're done with that. Let's go to our white. I'm going to paint our daisies white. Thanks, Bonnie. All right, so we're just going to sponge these white. Go right up to that edge of that green. This will probably take a couple of coats. Can I do it left-handed? Not quickly, but I can do it. Might need to do it more if I have to have surgery, so Might have to practice. Okay, one done. All right, so let's go ahead and dry this. Just gonna need another coat. I don't know yet, Tracy. I'm still in the physical therapy stage. It's not going real well though, so it's looking more promising. Unfortunately. This is on the website, Karen. It is called Stop and Smell the Flowers Stand. When we get this done, I'll show you what it looks like all put together the way it's intended. Because I have one over here that's already done. So I will show you that and you'll be able to see the way it's supposed to look. The link is on the post and it's featured, so you should be able to get to the link easily. We need a little more white because we might need one more coat. And look at that, Karen, you got a Happy Meal. I think this one might be coming to your house, huh? If you like daisies, hold on, because there's a lot of daisies coming up the pipe here. There's at least one more project that will have daisies. It's already on the website if you're interested. It's the Daisy Garland. All right, that should do that. Okay, so we're done with that part. So now let's flip this back around. And let's see if this is dry. We're going to put polka dots on this. I've been going through therapy for a month and got another prescription. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either, Tracy. It stinks. It's painful, that's what it is. Yeah, I'm not enjoying it either. I'm with you on that one, girl. All right, so we are going to take a real light pink and we're going to make polka dots. With that on our pot. I kind of load it up, but then I take it off on the side. Now we're just going to go randomly some off the edge because I like that look. Not worrying about this because this piece goes right there. So we don't need it to cover that. And actually, well, we'll do one more right there. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to paint this pink, the same pink. I'm going to use another sponge. You can probably use a brush for this or just do it this way. This will take a couple of coats because it's, again, a light color. Anytime you're using a light color with these MDFs, they're going to absorb, so you're going to need a couple of coats. The darker colors, not as much, but these light colors, you definitely need to. This small sponge just tap on and tap off. I'm not sure what you mean. Tap on and tap on. Yeah, I love these colors too. They're kind of my faves. All right, so let's give this another dry. And probably need one more coat to get a good coverage. I'm going to put this with the dryer too, so you can get those coconuts dry. One more coat of this will do. See if we tap it, if it covers a little better. I think it does actually, so we'll finish this piece by tapping. There we go. Where my finger was. Okay, we're getting there. We're almost painted. Good. We have 15 minutes to finish painting and put it together. Plenty of time. Oh, Elizabeth can't do that. Oh, you can do those dots. You're absolutely right, Tracy. You literally just dab it and I twist because I think it gives you a better coverage if you twist. All right, so this is going to go right there. So let's go ahead and paint our words. For words, I'm going to do, did I lose one? Take time to smell. Nope, okay. They just looked like there was this empty space. I'm going to use a fuchsia for this, and it's fuchsia, okay, for the words, because I want them to really stand out, and with it being, with the lighter pink and the teal, it's not going to stand out if I don't do a darker color. So we're going to, now this probably only needs one coat, if I get all the spots. I don't miss anything. It's a dark enough color. Here are my little hooligans out there barking. So let's set that up there. And then last thing we have to do is our dots for our centers of our flowers. So let's just put a teeny bit of yellow over here. And we're going to and these all have the sticky back, Tracy. What's on there? There's a piece of fuzz or something on there. There we go. Yeah, that's a good idea, Tracy. Perhaps on some scrap paper. Or newspaper or something like that. If you have newspapers. Nobody has newspapers anymore. I'm showing my age, aren't I? I'm showing my age. Oops. It's not really stuck on the tape very well. Okay, I think those are good. So I think we're good. I think we can start putting this thing together. Well, thank you, Cheryl. All right. So let's start putting this together. So this has our sticky back on it. You just peel it off. And then this goes right here. Okay. Now the circles, there's one that's slightly bigger. That one goes on the big flower. And then these two, actually, I didn't put the right one on there. This is the one that goes there. It's bigger. I had the wrong one. So we're going to paint that one. After I put it on there, I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. And fortunately, I hadn't pushed it down hard yet. So it was easy to come off, because normally once you put these down, they're stuck. They're not coming up. So be cautious. But like I said, I had not pushed it down yet. So it was able to come back up. Yep, oops. Easy fix. Fortunately, I had the extra pieces sitting right here, so. Ooh, I just got green in my yellow. I'm going to use this side. There we go. Okay, I think we're good there. Thank you, Carol. So this is, tried to throw that in the garbage and it didn't want to go. It just came right back out. So this is on our website. It's $25 shipped to your house. There we go. That fits better. Okay, so everything is stuck on. And now, like I said, if we had put this base together, it would go like so. Okay, so it would sit just like that in the base. But we're not done. So if you're going to use it in the base, you need to take that into consideration when you're spacing your words, because you're going to come up about 1/4 inch on your piece that goes into the base. So keep that in mind if you're going to use the base for it. So like I always tell everybody, what empty space? What are you talking about? What empty space? So we're going to put this here, take time to smell the flowers. Now, since I'm not using the base, I'm going to go ahead and just center this. Okay. The base? You mean the base for it, Tracy? I'll show you a completed one and you'll see what it looks like. I'll show you one that sits in the base. So the words have the sticky back. I always space it out first before I start peeling anything, because once you start sticking it down, you can't move them. So if you don't have it spaced right, you're going to be out of luck. How are we doing on time? Okay, we've got 7 minutes. It's going to be tight. We're almost done. But I do want to embellish them a little. There's a few things I want to do to it. I'm going to get these 3 words down, and then we're going to glue it onto our board that we made. Okay. There's that. Take time to smell the flowers. I'm going to bring our board back up. We are going to glue this guy on. Now, like I said, most of our kits have sticky back on everything. This does not. I'm going to move this over here, because it's designed to go in the base. So we're going to use hot glue, and this board is warped. That's okay. All right, so we're not going to use hot glue. We're going to use wood glue and super glue. And I'm going to try not to super glue my hand to anything, since I already kind of tried to do that earlier today. I'm starting with the wood glue because that takes longer to dry. And then we'll go back and add a few spots of super glue to kind of give us a more instant hold. This is just the Dollar Tree wood glue. I love it. It works really good. And it's actually a super glue brand, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, super glue. So it works very well. All right. I got that. Now, carefully so I don't hurt myself. Oh, I see what the problem is. This isn't the gel. I normally get the gel. This isn't gel. No wonder it leaked all over me. This is what I was opening when I made the very bad mistake. Okay. So let's just try to center them up. And then we're just going to press them down everywhere. Hold it for a minute. I have 4 minutes left. I know. That's the problem, though. I bought the wrong super glue. I bought the liquid, and I like the gel because it doesn't run all over. And that's, I guess, what I was expecting was the gel, and it was not gel. Okay, so this is what we have. Look how cute that is. But we're not done. We got a couple minutes. We're going to hurry up and finish. So I like to add a little bit of Spanish moss, just to give it that extra little something. We're going to just add it right here at the top of our flowers. And then we will, I'm just going to take some hot glue, drop a bunch of hot glue down in there. And just shove this down into that. Ouch. My hands are taking a beating today. I just got burned. Stuff is so messy, but I really like how it looks. I'm going to trim up some of it. Okay, it's coming along. One last thing I want to do. We're going to add a little yellow bow to it. No, we're not. Since I did the buffalo plaid, we're going to cheat and do the buffalo plaid. The already tied buffalo plaid. And we're just going to add a little bow, kind of right here in the corner. Actually, I don't know if I like that. We're going to skip the bow. I don't think I want to add a bow. Okay, so let me show you. This is what it looks like in the stand by itself. Okay, so that's why I mean you got to kind of cheat the words up a little, because you're going to put it down in the base and the words are going to disappear. It's not going to line up. Okay, so you can kind of get the gist here. You can do it as a shelf sitter, or you could put a hanger on this and hang it on the wall, or it can be a true shelf sitter and just let it sit just like that. Okay? Yes, I think the Spanish moss really just finishes it. I think that's exactly what it needs. So the kit comes with all the pieces here. It comes with the 3-piece base, because you're going to put those 2 pieces together and then put them on top of the solid piece. Both of the smaller pieces have the holes in them for it to sit down in. And I did a double one just to give it that extra stability since it's pretty tall. I didn't want it to tip over. So we did a double one, and then we've got, the solid base on the bottom. Okay? All right, so my time is up. That is my segment on Craft Around the Clock. I'll probably trim this up a little. It's a little crazy with my Spanish moss, but you get the gist. And I think it turned out pretty cute. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.